This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by HS Hamzah Sheeraz. The last time I spoke to you on camera was just when you became Riyadh season ambassador. That was a new thing. It's been a couple of months since you've had that responsibility, that tag on your shoulders. So how's that?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. When I got given the title, I was honoured to say the least. Especially now where His Excellency is making boxing what it is. So I'm just chuffed to be honest with you, Umar. I'm doing what's required of me. Obviously winning, fighting on these big cards, and attending the Riyadh season shows as well. I went to the UFC out in Riyadh, and then I went to the Crawford fight in LA. So listen, the shows are just getting bigger and better, and like I said, I'm just blessed to be a part of it all.
Hollywood one day. I saw you acting with Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, listen, it was a great experience. You know, it was a great experience. That's what I was saying. They make you feel like you're big actors, and they make you feel like prima donnas for 2 days. You get food whenever requested, whatever you want. But yeah, I don't think acting's for me, to say the least. But who knows? Who knows?
Were you happy with the tag Mad Hacker?
Yeah, I was happy with it. They told me when I was there. But yeah, doing my own stunts and whatnot, it was a good experience. And it just goes to show you never know what you can be on it, especially in the sport of boxing.
Not long to go now till September 21st, your fight with Tyler Denny, chief supporter Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Quite staggering stuff, the trajectory you've been on, Hamzah.
Yeah.
Before we come on to the fight itself and Tyler Denny, Riyadh season, you mentioned the show in LA.
Yeah.
Taking over LA that week.
Yeah.
As your brother brings in a bit of coffee for you.
Yeah.
Is that all he does now, your brother? Just
That's it.
Coffee boy?
He's on call, mate. He's on call. No. I would have got up and got it myself, but no. Go on.
Yeah, they took over LA. Next Saturday, they don't just make an entrance into London. It's their first event in the UK, and it's going to be the highest attended fight night ever. The UK seen 97,000 people.
Crazy. And to be a part of history, to be a part of it, like I was blessed to be part of the 5 versus 5. That was history. Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren, first time it's ever done. And now to be part of history in Riyadh season, coming to the UK for the first time, it's just like you wake up and you kind of like pinch yourself. You know what I mean? You pinch yourself, man. You think like, is this really happening? But then at the same time, I understand that there's too much to lose now. There's too much of an opportunity at stake here for me to lose. So camps have been harder, grueling. The team that I've formed now are stronger than ever. Ricky's doing his bit, Hallie's doing his bit, Taz is doing his bit, my advisors are doing their bit. So yeah, man, it's forming, and we're getting stronger each day.
Coming off that win over someone who's touted as being the next big thing in America on a massive platform, that fight you had with Umar and the fashion you did it in, you know, no one could argue if you said Adame should be next, Eubank should be next, or another world title fight. It is Tyler Denny, probably not in your plans then. But when you say you'll fight anyone, this proves it, I suppose, because Tyler Denny, as I said, wasn't really a name you were targeting.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you can only fight who they put in front of you, Umar. This was meant to be for the title, for the WBC title, this fight against Adames. But I think he had a hand injury of some sort. So that wasn't the case. And Tyler Denny stepped up to the plate, so huge respect to him. But come September the 21st, he's the man who's got to be getting dealt with.
I spoke to him when the fight was announced, and he said he's seen you down before. I think it was at the Copper Box. He saw Umar tag you on early on. He said if that's him, he gets you hurt or in a position where he can capitalise, he's going to end it. Tyler Denny.
I mean, respectfully speaking here, and I don't mean to come across a bit rude, but he's only had one knockout. So I think that statement there is not a very accurate statement. But in the sport of boxing, you never know. So I'm not saying he doesn't have the power to hurt me or the power to knock me out, because it only takes a certain amount of pressure to actually tag someone or hurt someone. But listen, if I'm taking a blow like that off Umar, I'm pretty sure I should be okay with the rest of the names in the middleweight division.
To be fair, when you have been tagged, just like at the Copper Box, which was early on in your career, you've always come straight back and actually dished it out more, a bit Tyson Fury-esque. Someone who gets dropped and then makes life worse for the opponent.
Yeah, do you know, it's because it's my own fault, because I get a bit complacent in the fights, and you can't afford to do that in this sport. And I learned my lesson. And the good thing is my recovery's been good after these shots as well. So I suppose it makes the fight a lot more entertaining. So it's a good thing as well. But I don't want to be taking too many of them.
You're a fantastic finisher. Do you expect rounds though against Tyler Denny?
Yeah, I do, because he's an awkward customer. He knows how to go the full distance, and he knows how to win as well while doing it. So I have to be very smart in my approach on the 21st of September.
Happy to fight another southpaw?
Yeah. I mean, sparring them now, I'm like getting sick of it, man. It's like, give me an orthodox so I can go back to normal. But I suppose it's all the better because most of the champions at 160 are southpaws. So the preparation is only going to help me.
On your Instagram recently, it's been popping off. Two very different types of posts. We'll start with the one where you met with the Deputy Prime Minister of Pakistan. Just talk to me about that. What was discussed?
Yeah, no, it was just more of them showing support towards me. They'll be coming to the fight. And it was one of them just went to show my respect, really, just say hello to them, introduce myself to them. And yeah, really, so they support me, I support them, and it's nice to be nice, do you know what I mean? It's nice to be nice as well, so just trying to get my name out in actual Pakistan as well, because listen, you've got a massive support base out there, and my sole duty is to go out there and to help the less fortunate out there as well, so hopefully I get the opportunity to do that one day, and I'll capitalise on it.
What about doing that maybe through boxing, developing boxing there?
Yeah, that's what it is, exactly that. You could develop boxing academies out there, or clubs, or even it's for the women out there as well, because they ain't got as many opportunities as they should. Do you know what I mean? Especially out there, and they're deprived of certain opportunities because of the school of thought and the way of life, and how kind of backwards some certain areas are. So to be able to go there and change it, it would be one of my dreams. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then if you go on your Instagram more recently, you're sitting with UK rap superstar Morrison.
Yeah.
So how did that link up come about?
We've been following each other for quite some time on social media, always exchanging back and forth. But we have a mutual friend in Hussein Manawa, who's also a spoken word poet, and him and Morrison are really good mates as well. So the link up kind of happened through him. And yeah, big things to come, massive collaborations, HS and Morrison. Not any music, because I can't rap for shit, but big collaborations to come, and hopefully very soon.
When you say collaborations, I don't know if you can comment, but the first thing that springs to mind is you
I
walking out of Wembley Stadium with him.
I can't say too much, and I won't say too much, but it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, does it, Umar?
Hamzah, just away from next Saturday, when we speak on Fight Week, we're just going to talk about the fight, but it's a good opportunity to talk about some other things.
Yeah.
Promoter Frank Warren mentioned Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, I see that. I was in America when I see that on Twitter, and I was a bit like, it's nice to be mentioned in the same name as Terrence Crawford. Whether that fight is going to happen is probably unrealistic, to be truthful, because he said he only wants the Canelo fight, or I think he's done with boxing. But I suppose what I can take away from that is the fact that Frank believes in me. Frank definitely believes in me to even put my name forward. Do you know what I mean? To put my name forward. But then at the same time, I look at it as an opportunity to be as great as these fighters you're getting mentioned as. Same name you're getting mentioned as, like the Crawfords, the Canelos. So yeah, I'm just honoured, and if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm sure before you know it, I'll be one of them names in the sport. You're
fighting September 21st, Riyadh season. Chris Eubank Jr.'s fighting October 12th, Riyadh season. So tell me honestly, the feedback you got from them, because you're both boxing at the same time roughly, both on Riyadh season cards. What was the exact reason why he didn't want to fight with you?
He didn't want to fight. It was as simple as that.
Just no reason?
Listen, he got offered the money he wanted. I swear to you, he got offered the money he wanted. And he just didn't want to fight. It's as simple as that. So you got to ask him why he didn't want to fight. And I think I saw some interview where he said, no one knows who Hamzah is. He's not a big enough name. But the public are calling for it. Do you know what I mean? The public are calling for it. So I suppose I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm sure me and him will end up in the same ring, especially him fighting on Riyadh season cards as well. So yeah, I think that fight will happen very soon, as long as we both carry on winning.
Been a fair bit of criticism about him fighting Zerameta.
Yeah, and there should be. So there bloody should be. Do you know what I mean? There's only a certain amount of warm-up and comeback fights you can have, Umar, in this sport, and you can't keep fooling the public and trying to you're partying all the time. Listen, if he stayed in the gym, he wouldn't need a comeback fight. Do you know what I mean? Look at Crawford, for example. Comeback fight, he's fighting Israel Madrimov after having, what was it, a year and a bit out of the ring?
Yeah.
Because he stays consistent, he stays in the gym, so he don't need these warm-up fights. And that's what kind of makes the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter. But yeah, each to their own, each to their own. Like I said, if he stayed in the gym, he wouldn't need a warm-up fight, and he could have had a fight against the other names in the sport. Even if it wasn't me, it could have been a bigger fight as well, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's one of them ones.
Erislandy Lara, Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders and Conor Benn was his hit list. That's why he said he's gone with boxer. Those are the fights they want. Out of those 4, how many does he secure, you think?
What, do you mean secure as in the actual fights or
Yeah,
wins?
about getting them.
Yeah, none of them. No, actually, the Conor Benn fight, I think that's a very realistic fight, and it makes sense, makes financial sense. It's a massive fight that the public are interested in, so go for it. But Canelo and the other fights, I don't think that makes sense, really and truly. Yeah, so let's see what he decides to do.
I spoke to Billy Joe Saunders a couple of weeks ago, and I discussed Chris Eubank Jr. and yourself and why that fight didn't happen, and he gave his reasons as to why he doesn't believe Eubank will get in a ring with you, but he's always been very complimentary of you, praises you a lot, even before the Umar Williams fight.
He's always giving me my praise, and he's always giving me my dues as well. I remember after the Bradley Skeet fight, he messaged me and he goes, listen, fair play to how you've approached it. You straight away give him a rematch. He's a fighting man, so he knows how it works. And he's always given me words of encouragement. And like you said, before the Umar Williams fight, he just goes, listen, go handle business and do your thing. So listen.
Well, it was a little bit more explicit than that in his own way.
It definitely was, wasn't it? But even to achieve half of what he's achieved in the sport, I'll be a very happy man.
How do you think that goes? He's been out the ring a very long time. If him and Eubank were to have a rematch,
he kicks the shit out of Eubank. You get fighters who are natural-born, skillful fighters, and Billy Joe Saunders, he's one of them guys. Do you know what I mean? He's so skillful. But yeah, I think a few, one comeback fight because he's been out the ring for a very long time, and then the Eubank fight, and I'm sure he'll beat him very easily as well.
Hamzah, appreciate your time very much, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, Umar. Thank you, mate.
God bless.